Hi everyone. The weather today is cold and it's raining, which is rubbish, but it does give you the perfect excuse to snuggle upon your city and listen to a story. And today's story is being read with kind permission from Macmillan. The title is Tidy, and the author and illustrator of this book is Emily Gravett. And I love the front cover of this one. You can see a badger peeping through the trees in the woodland, through his little peepee hole. Deep in the forest lived a badger called Pete, who tidied and cleaned and kept everything neat. He tidied the flowers by checking each patch and snipping off any that didn't quite match. He tidied the fox by grooming his fur. He untangled each knot and each twig and each burr. He tidied the birds from the big to the small by brushing their beaks and then bathing them all. He picked up stray sticks, he swept and he rubbed, he polished the rocks and he scoured and he scrubbed. So when a leaf fell, well, Pete tidied up. But still he wasn't happy. Now the trees looked bare and scrappy. And so, to make it all look neat, Pete undertook a mighty feat. He dug up every single tree. But then it rained and there was a flood. And afterwards a lot of mud. Pete called in the diggers, he called in the mixers, he called in the concrete, the rakers, the fixers. No mud, no leaves, no mess, no trees. Perfectly tidy and perfectly neat. This forest is practically perfect, said Pete. I'm hungry, he thought. I deserve a treat. So he hunted around for something to eat. But the beetles and worms that he usually found were under the concrete, deep in the ground. And so Pete decided to go home instead. If he couldn't have dinner, he'd go straight to bed. But when he arrived and took out his key, there wasn't a door where the door used to be. Later that night, Pete tossed and he turned. His belly was empty, it rumbled and churned. As he lay in his mixer, wide awake, he started to think, I have made a mistake. So the very next morning, when it got light, he set about trying to put everything right. Then the animals came, from the strong to the weak, and they lent him a paw or a claw or a beak. They put everything back as it always had been, but maybe less ordered and not quite as clean. And Pete, well, he promised to tidy up less, but if he succeeded is anyone's guess. I hope you enjoyed that one. Trees are so important to our world. We've got to look after them. Like Pete found out, if you chop them down, you get lots more flooding, especially on a rainy day like this one. But what else are trees good for? See if you can find out some reasons why trees are so important. Leave me a message on the blog. See you soon.